Hi, thanks for joining me on my December 2014 card class, or class to go, using the seasonally scattered stamp set. I'm going to be sharing with you how we made this card at the class, and we're going to be using the Love stamp and pink pirouette ink. So what you're going to receive in your card pack would come and look like this. The card that is for the outside of the card is on the outside, and the card for the inside of the card is on the inside. So these two small bits will be simply stuck together, mounted on top of one another and stuck in place. I'll show you what I mean. Just like that, okay? Then these four pieces are the bits. I've already embossed them for you in case you didn't actually have the large polka dot embossing folder, and I've also die cut the heart for you in case you didn't have that. So you've got four pieces here, okay? Now basically what we're going to do first of all is work with this white piece, and we're going to ink up the love with pink pirouette ink. And I'm going to stamp approximately 2/3 of the way up. I'm going to stamp the love on my white. Okay, now what's going to happen is when I lay my die cut heart over the top, can you see we've got a bit of a white gap going on here? All we simply need to do is re-ink, and just in the middle section just need to do the dots so that you just don't see any white. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more at the edge there, like that. Now I know it looks a bit of a hash job just like that, but once you stick that on you won't notice the difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on the back of here, and I'm going to use, I'd be very careful about using really wet glue like Tombow or something like that, because it makes the paper buckle because it's really thin. So I'm just going to use snail adhesive, just put some glue around the die cut heart and then around the edges. Okay, and can you see I've got a slight overlap just here? I can simply, using my trimmer, just trim that away. That's just for positioning. I can just simply trim that off. Take that off, and I'm going to take this little tiny bit off. In fact, that's such a small amount on the top edge that I'm actually going to do that with scissors. I find it sometimes really hard to trim just a tiny little slither off. So if I do it with scissors, then I know I won't get any scratchy edges. Okay, so we've got our love piece like this. Now what we're going to do is mount that onto our pink. Which we're then going to mount onto our black. Very simple. And then we're going to get our lovely gold sequins. I'm going to put some double-sided tape just on these pieces, just here, these sides, but on the back, so just here and here, okay? And that's just going to secure my sequins and my ribbon before I stick it down. So I want some nice, strong, firm glue, so this is why I'm using the red tape. Because what I then do is I stick this to the card front with dimensionals, so actually this isn't going to stick down flat, so hence the reason we get to get a nice strong glue that's going to hold the sequins and the ribbon. So if I just peel that back, easier said than done. There we go. Get my sequins and my ribbon. I'm going to show you what you do with your ribbon. So your ribbon, you might have a longer piece than I've got here, but you're going to just get it around your finger, cross it over and just do a single knot. Okay, I'll just take it off my finger to do that, but don't pull it too tight, just like that, okay? And then you're going to do a double knot, and you're going to pull it tight on your finger, but not, if your finger goes blue, you're doing something wrong, so that you can actually remove it from your finger like this. And then when you have got a little circle of ribbon there, you're going to cut through that And then what you'll have is a nice tied, not using very much ribbon at all, piece of ribbon to go across the front of your card. Now, can you see I'm trying to cover up? It's not long enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure you've all got long enough pieces. I'm just going to do another piece on the roll, and then I know I've got enough. Because I'm posting out to you, I can't do that. I can't send you all the roll, obviously. Let's do that again. So a single knot, then a double knot, then cut through the circle. And then what I can do is you can decide where you want your bow or your knot to be. Get it in place and stick it around the back on the double-sided tape. Okay, I'm just going to trim that off like so. And then I'm going to get my sequins, layer that just above, ping it around the back. Now try and be precise and get a whole sequin. I'm going to trim this sequin off. So I've got a nice flat edge just here. And I go to this one and try and get a nice flat edge there as well. If I need to, I can trim this one off, just to take that one out. You don't want it to be too bulky on the back, but I also don't want it to stick it over the edges. I'll show you what I mean. I'll just trim this off. Oops. There. What's going on here? Let's take that one off as well. There, so we've just got the sequins going side to side. So I then can trim off and make this neat and symmetrical, like so. And then that simply is going to get dimensionals on the back. Perhaps stick a dimensional over these bits to secure them in place so they don't come off. Okay, now I'm going to pull the backings off my dimensionals, and that will stick to the polka dot design on my card front. So let's get that stuck in place like that. Now the reason I've kept it with just love is so that it could be for an anniversary, for a wedding, but if you want to customize it you can. So that's your love card. So that was a pretty simple one to make. So I really hope you enjoyed making the cards. I'm going to be sending out my class schedule for January, so I really hope you can join me in January. And thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. Have a great day. Thanks.